join Rodney Allen Rippy and myself and Six and Leah Smith and let him let you know what's going on. And once again, we can't say it too much. Go Spurs! Yeah, we did it once again. We did it again. Right. And go Kings, that's LA Kings, hockey, black and silver. That must be the color. Except Oakland, you ain't with us no more. I don't know that. Oakland, that was black and silver too, man. But they like disappeared or something. But yeah, black and silver is the thing this year. It's the Kings, LA. It's the Spurs, San Antonio. Both silver and black. Just like Spurs the cat. Just like me. I'm looking good too. Got my cowboy hat on. This is a real cowboy hat from Texas. We're going to come back with it. I'm wearing that cowboy hat because of the Spurs. And as I said, I'm San Antonio. That's where I'm from, hometown kicking it. So yeah, let's join Rodney Allen Rippy on American Voice. I'm Story X, 100% brown sugar. Everybody know Rodney. He's one of the biggest in the game of commercials. One of the young black men that came up doing commercials. He got that big deal with Jack in the Box, McDonald's, all those people. He was the man during the time. Rodney Allen Rippy hung around Michael Jackson, hung around Emmanuel Lewis, hung around little Gary Coleman, and now he's a grown man. So you probably haven't seen him. He's been up to a lot. He's doing a lot. He has a lot to show you. He's a great guy. We love the dude. And we're going to be doing a lot of stuff with the guy too, in fact. So that's what the show's about today. We're going to bring out Rodney Allen Rippy.
Rodney Allen Rippy.
A real child star.
Take life a little easier.
So go Spurs!
Kings!
Go Kings!
Go Spurs!
Rodney Allen Rippy coming up. And you're going to like enjoy this show. We'll be seeing you after the show. I'm Story X, a.k.a. Xavier, 100% brown sugar. Peace.
Brittle.
Hi, I'm Rodney Allen Rippy, and I'm on American Voice. We'll be right back.
Hi, haven't I seen you on TV before?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Rodney.
Rodney what?
Rodney Allen Rippy.
What's that in front of you?
The jumbo jet
A jumbo jack.
from Jack in the Box.
Did you ever get a bite out of it?
It's too big to eat.
You think you'll be able to get a bite now? Give it a try, Rodney. Tell us how you like it.
I can't.
Oh.
And now, this is American Voice. Today is going to be a real good day, featuring somebody who made history in his day, still making history, great person. Everybody knows him, and we're happy to have him. And he's a surprise for you today, the one and only Rodney Allen Rippy, believe it or not. Speaking of history, what's up, history?
Hey, man, it's good to be here. So how's everything going?
Oh, everything's going great, man. You here?
Hey, there you go, there you go.
What's new? Start out telling us about how your adventure all started, man, with the Jack in the Box.
Well, it started back in 1972. I was just living on the west side of Long Beach, California. And to be very honest, you know, we were just a normal family. You know, I have a brother, Kenneth Wayne, my sister, Beverly Lee, and my mom, she loved us all. And it was just one afternoon, I was watching The Little Rascals, and I was laughing, and my brother and sister, they were away at school, and I was just 3 years old, basically. And my mom came in from the kitchen and said, "What's so funny?" And I told her I was watching Buckwheat. And my mom proceeded to tell me about Buckwheat and where, you know, where he came from, and and that he was an old character, that he had been around many, many years. And so I thought, you know, he was just a little boy like me. And my mom said, "No, Rodney, Buckwheat's been around a long time." And so my mom went on to ask me, "You wouldn't be afraid to be in television?" And I told her no. And she goes, "You wouldn't be afraid of all the lights and the cameras?" And I'm like, "No." So before you know it, she had me, my brother Kenneth Wayne, and my sister Beverly. We were all signed up with an agent. Well, sad to say, the first agent turned out to be a rip-off artist. And
I've seen it over and over.
yeah, it's happened, and it happened to us. And so they took some money from us and disappeared. And so, but from that experience, my mom had, you know, there were several other parents that it happened to, and we all grouped up at a building on Sunset. And the guy had opened an office and took money and just disappeared. So the LAPD came in and they had a a detective that was a specialist from entertainment. And he said, well, do you all know about SAG? And my mom said, well, what's that? And all the parents, no one knew what SAG was. And he says, well, that's Screen Actors Guild, and you need to have an agent from SAG. And he gave us all a list of agents and said, these are the agents that have been, qualified by SAG. So my mom was very disheartened, but she continued on and made a few phone calls, and we got hooked up with an agent. And from that, my sister did the very first commercial in the family. She did a commercial for Banquet's Fried Chicken, the frozen chicken. And my brother, he got an audition for the old Coca-Cola commercial. I like to teach the world to sing perfect harmony.
Right on, right on.
And I was the baby of the bunch, and I was the youngest from my siblings. And I was a little sad, and my mom said, don't worry, you'll get an audition one of these days. And then the call came in for Jack in the Box. And so what ended up happening was my mom took me to the audition. I had no formal training. They were just looking for a natural little boy or girl to represent the company. A lot of people don't know Jack in the Box was having a hard time financially. They were actually going almost into foreclosure, if not foreclosure. And they had one last effort to pull them out. So I went in, and there was a field of probably 100 kids there. And I went in and had the audition, and they liked me. They called me back the next day. There were even more people from the production, and we sat down. And the very commercial that you will see on YouTube, the Jack in the Box commercial, that was actually my audition. It went so well, they kept the audition. And the Jack in the Box campaign was one of the biggest in the past 50 years. The Academy of Television Arts and Science gave me an award for having one of the greatest commercials.
Beautiful.
And the commercial ran for, the series of commercials ran for over 14 years.
I was going to ask you, 14 years. That's a track record, man.
Yep.
So, right, all that happened, man, because you in the right time and right place, and you are a star, brother.
Appreciate that.
Give us a little something on what's happening with your memorabilia you got going there.
Wow. Well, you know what a lot of people don't know, and some may remember. This is my little doll from Mattel Toy, Rodney Allen Rippy doll. And it has a voice box in it, and so when you would pull the string, it would say different things. And
what did it say, Ryan?
Well, it said one thing said, "Hi, I'm Rodney Allen Rippy, and I love all the children of the world."
All right.
So it was a thing that it was part of the promotional campaign. Jack in the Box, they just, the whole Take Life a Little Easier, as you can see. Take Life a Little Easier was that. That was also...
Yeah, tell about that album, man. I heard you were singing.
This is also my album, Take Life a Little Easier. This was produced by Bell Records. A lot of people don't know. I'm the youngest person to ever chart on Billboard.
All right.
And that's with this album, Take Life a Little Easier. And, I had the good fortune of working with some of the greatest people.
All right.
And the album is... it was part of my fan club, and on here as a tribute to one of the greatest people I ever worked with, Sammy Davis Jr.
All right.
I sang Candyman.
Hey, hit me with you promise you're gonna sing a little something off that album.
Oh yeah, well there's a song on here called "Never Thought I Could Be a Star."
Yeah,
so it was a cute
the name.
little, and I was just a little boy singing, and so it said, "Never thought I could be a star. Never thought I could go so far. But look, Mom, it's me on TV." And so the song is just this really cute, melodic song.
Right.
And I'm hoping very much so to re-release this, repackage it in a CD form.
It'll happen.
And possibly release it with a book series, because I still have parents till this very day contacting me, sending me emails through my email and saying, where can I get a copy of Take Life a Little Easier? And so I'm praying and working towards that.
I can see it being a hit, man.
Oh yeah.
Hey, give me a little some elaboration on that ebony cover, man.
Oh wow. Well, I was very fortunate, to have been able to make the very cover of Ebony. This goes back to February 1974.
Okay.
And again, another collector's piece. I've had people come up to me in different times and they would have the Ebony magazine and have me autograph it. I had people come up with my album and had me autograph it. And to be very truthful, I've just been very honored. You know, my whole family was featured in there. My dad, my mom.
Yeah, to get on the cover, man, that was something else.
Yeah.
What about that T-shirt, man? I need one of those. What's happening to that
Oh,
T-shirt and
my
that
goodness.
sweatshirt, right?
Well, the T-shirt, this was part of the promotional campaign. Again, take life a little easier. And this was produced by the campaign. And you could get these T-shirts at Jack in the Box. And so many people have come to me, and even a person wanted me to re-release this as a retro line.
Now, I can see that, man. All that stuff I can see coming back, man.
Yeah.
And nowadays with the computer, it can be a hit.
Oh yeah, so I'm hoping very much so to be able to give the new generation a little bit of old school history.
Right. Hey, tell me about what happened to your arm. You got so tired with doing that SeaWorld's Jack in the Box Frisbee.
Well, this was
What happened when that was a big one for you?
this was the grand opening to Kings Island at SeaWorld, and so I had a few thousand kids there, and I had to actually cut the ribbon, and they had this big stage, and I had probably a couple thousand Frisbees, and I was taking them and throwing them out to the kids, and they just handed it to me, and I'd fling it out.
Had a
Hand it to
sore
me.
arm, huh?
And boy, I tell you, as a little boy, I was there, but you know, Jack in the Box was there, and it was a big promotion with SeaWorld, and so I've just been very fortunate to have had a lot of great milestones in my life, and I'm always looking forward to doing more things and having more fun with more people.
You are, man. And yeah, I heard you hang out with my boy Michael Jackson now. I seen your pictures.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, me and Michael and Donny Osmond and a little boy named Ricky Siegel, he was on the Partridge Family. We did the very first American Music Awards. And actually, I was a miniature. They put this idea together where Ricky Siegel was going to be a miniature Donny Osmond, and I was going to be a miniature Michael. So if you go on YouTube, right next to American Voice,
You tell him, there you go.
You'll click around a little bit, just type in Rodney Allen Rippy American Music Awards, and you'll see it.
Yeah, we're going to have everything on Rodney. You guys can tune in on American Voice as you always do, and you're going to see all the stuff on Rodney.
That's right.
Because we got a big library now. Hey, tell me about, the presidents. You met President Obama, right?
I did. I actually, a couple years back, this was right before Obama released word that he was going to run for the presidency. I was at the Congressional Black Caucus. I was there representing the International Civil Rights Center and Museum out of Greensboro, North Carolina. And I actually literally had the executive director's card. And I was at this black tie event, and it was the last night of the CBC. And believe it or not, there was this big commotion that went on, and everybody was like, he's here. And I was like, who's here? And they said, Obama. Senator Obama. He's going to run for the presidency. And I was like, really? And so, sure enough, he came in the back door, and there were 3 head tables. And I said, you know what? Everybody mobbed him over here. I said, I'm going to those head tables. I bet you he's going to be at one of these head tables. So I went there. And there was like literally a triangle, and I stood there just waiting. And this big mob kept coming closer and closer. And by the time they got to the table, I was first in line. There were 20 people in front of me. So finally I had to tell people, hey, hold it. There's a line. So everybody started filtering around. And I told the president, or at the time senator, I said, Mr. Obama, I said, I know you're going to run for the presidency. And I represent the International Civil Rights Center Museum, and I gave him the card. And he had one of his guys standing next to him and said, what did you say your name was? And I said, I'm Rodney Allen Rippy. And he was like, Barack, do you know whose hand you shook? And Barack looked a little puzzled.
You more famous than him.
And he was like, this is Rodney Allen Rippy. So next thing you know, the president told his guy, give him your card. So I literally got Barack's right-hand man's card. And I said, can I have a picture with you? He said, sure. And believe it or not, I had this 35 millimeter camera.
Right.
And I had been taking pictures all night, and the battery had died earlier.
It happens all the time.
And I said, if I could get enough juice out of this. And so I gave the camera to somebody and turned the flash on. And when he took the picture, I heard the tape go,
Click.
hit it, and I didn't get the picture.
Oh, man.
But I hope and pray before the president gets out of office that I'll have a chance to get that picture.
Right, I got a quickie for you too. A thing I told you some time ago. A friend of mine shot the whole Oscars.
Oh, yeah.
Had his shutter closed.
It can happen. It can happen.
Hey man, it's lovely talking to you too. What's happening with now you one of those big account executives right now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
what's happening with that, man? With your new radio TV show?
well, I'm one of the lead account executives at LA 56 KDOC TV here
I'll
in
watch
Los
it.
Angeles. I've owned my own marketing PR company, and so I got a call from a friend, and he said they're looking for somebody like you. They need somebody like you. So had a few meetings, and lo and behold, I'm actually working with them. And but on the side, I'm working with great people. There's a gentleman by the name of James Andrew. He's a top-notch designer for the stars. He's commissioned to do the Smokey Robinson collection, as well as potentially Al Green.
Good brother, good brother.
Yeah, and so that's my dear friend James. I'm working with a guy by the name of Dan Pettigrew. We have the Teen Day radio network that we're starting up, and that's an opportunity for
Yeah, I heard
young
about that.
people. We're wanting to take it through the school systems and get kids informed and understanding the whole mechanism for radio. That not only just being an on-air talent, but being the sales and also learning the traffic and the engineering. And so
Right.
we're hoping that we could pull some sponsors together to get behind this educational program. And I'm just excited about Teen Day. Dan and I are also working on a project called Pull Your Pants Up Now.
I love it. I love it.
You can go to the website www.pullyourpantsupnow.com, and it's all about people taking an opportunity to pull themselves up, physically pull their pants up, but also make a mindset and say, you know what, I'm going to do something better for myself today.
And you pull your pants up, your head will come up, your chest will come out.
There you go. That's what it's all about.
That's what you're trying to tell them.
Between that, I ran for mayor of Compton.
I heard about that.
And so that was an experience of a lifetime. And so when running and going through the election, there are a lot of people who said, well, I don't know how to register to vote, and I don't know where my polling place is. So Dan and I, we put our heads together, and we came up with a website called votewithreggie.com. So
All right.
it's VOTE with Reggie, REGGIE.com. And if you go to Vote with Reggie, you can get registered. You can find, all you have to do is type in your zip code, and you can find out exactly where you can go vote.
Cool.
So between that, I'm co-executive producer for the Country Soul Music